What if you could build a multi-million-dollar business, live life on your own terms, skip years of mistakes and errors? Well, franchising. That was the fastest way for me to be able to do that. Like most people going through high school, you're saying, what is the next step after high school? So same with me. All right, should I go to college? Should I do this job? Should I do that job? And trying to figure out where you're supposed to go with your career, I was in the exact same boat. Trying to say, okay, next step, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to start a degree. What degree do you even do it in, right? So I go and I get my associate's degree. I decided to join the military because it's like, hey, why not? They're going to pay for my tuition. They're going to teach me some things, but I'm still trying to figure it out, just like everybody else. So as I'm trying to figure life out, I say, hey, I'm going to go serve for 2 years as a Christian missionary down in Brazil. And so I'm doing that part, and that taught me a lot of skills like door-to-door sales and how to interact with people and how to manage time and schedule. And then I come home from that and it's like, okay, you're still in the Army and you're doing this 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year as a part of the National Guard. Then I start doing some other jobs. Like I'm working on a farm, I'm working at a gas station, I'm working in and out of McDonald's, trying to figure life out. And it's like, man, what should I do? So when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, I'm going back and working at McDonald's, and I leave for a little bit and then I come back to McDonald's, and I was like everybody else. It's like, how can I make more money quicker? How can I move up quicker? Instead of seeing the opportunity that was right in front of me. The whole time I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm understanding processes, systems, routines, the framework, the model from McDonald's that I was learning and growing as a business leader. And the entire time you're talking to people and you're reading books and they're saying like the key to success is people. And it's like, well, the place where I work with people and the place where I've found success, it's in the franchise system. It was through McDonald's. At that point, I'm like, dang. I'm going to just try to do the best I can to drive through as a franchisee of McDonald's. I moved my way up from crew person to crew trainer to shift manager to assistant manager to general manager of the restaurant. And then eventually that's when I clicked. It's like, holy cow, I've been able to find progress and learn and grow every step of the way. And that's when it hit me. It's like, you learned and understand the system and you found success in this system. Why not keep going? So I was able to become this regional manager. And at that time of being a regional manager, now you're understanding how to delegate and how to work through people, which is the key to success because we're all limited by 24 hours a day. So anytime you need to learn and grow and want to expand your business, you have to now find how to do it through people. McDonald's taught me how to do that. And then when I was able to take on my first restaurant, because of the opportunities and the success that I had had prior, McDonald's said, hey, do you want to own this franchise? Do you want to own a restaurant? I was able to buy my first restaurant. So if you were to ask me, how much does it really cost to own a franchise? So you have the franchise fee, then you need to have your liquid operating account. And for me, in this situation, my restaurant was doing about $250,000 a month in sales. I feel like I needed $250,000 in liquid cash to be able to fund the purchases, to fund paying for my employees, and have enough extra that when times are good, I was able to build up that cash flow. And then there's months every year that the money is not working and it's not able to pay the bills. When people talk about investing and putting time into something, there's obviously different models, different business models, and really the profit margins are very different between them all. What I've experienced through the McDonald's is that my profit margin, my net profit, but this is more of like a pre-debt cash flow or an EBITDA, but it's what I get to use as profits that then I can pay off the mortgage or the debt that I have on that restaurant. It's fallen somewhere around that 12 to 14%. If you do a really good job on your profit margins, you can push that up to 17%, but that's money that allows you to then pay off your true expense of buying the restaurant. And this is after you've paid McDonald's, you've paid for your food, paid for utilities and all those other things. This is just to pay off the mortgage or whatever you want to call it on the restaurant purchase itself. And then whatever's left from there, obviously you're going to pay your taxes, but that's the money that you get to keep. A lot of times people ask me about the franchise fee, and I say it was only $45,000 for a McDonald's restaurant. They kind of give me this look like, hey, $45,000? You're saying only? Only because on a monthly basis. If you remember, McDonald's is a real estate company, so they make money on the monthly revenue, and they're charging me usually between like 11 and 14% of the revenue. So if I'm doing $500,000 a year and now I've got 11%, 14%, I'm paying that $45,000 plus a month in the rent and service fees or rent and royalties. And so that $45,000 is really kind of a small piece in comparison to the ongoing rent and service that I pay to the franchisor. And so when thinking about it, and I told you that, hey, I had to have 25% equity and then I was able to borrow the other 75%. That 75%, McDonald's allowed me to go buy it from certain, or borrow it from certain banks. So these are McDonald's approved banks. Most franchises will do the same thing because they want something in return. They want monthly reports. They want to make sure that their debt, their profit, their cash flow expectations are aligned. So McDonald's says you've got to have this equations, these type of coverage ratios in order for you to qualify, and they make sure that the bank is as tight as they are when it comes to those profits. The other part is that money, McDonald's requires that it's on a 7-year term. So meaning I go borrow, so in my first restaurant, 2.5 million was my cost. So I went and borrowed about 1.8 million, which means that 1.8 million was on a 7-year term. So you take that 1.8, amortize it over 7 years, whatever the interest rate was at the time was probably like 4.5%. And that's going to tell you what your monthly payment is for that restaurant. If you're serious about picking the right franchise and avoiding those rookie mistakes, then hit that subscribe button because you'll be loving it.